And welcome back to another edition of Running with James. Feliz Navidad and Merry Christmas. It is that time of year again, guys. We are here giving you a fresh episode today. We are, 3 weeks away now?
3 weeks away.
3 weeks away from the Houston Marathon, the Chevron Houston Marathon, and the Ramco Half. So we're going to give you our top running shoes, marathon racing shoes, coming up right now for 2023. I have Dr. Dan joining me. We're going to have a great time. Come run with us.
Change your mind, change your life.
My name is James, and today I am joined with us today by Dr. Dan. He is a fellow runner, marathoner.
Trying to be. Okay.
Yeah. This guy's got false humility. But he's also one of the coaches with one of the local running groups here. What's the name of that running group?
Champions Running Association.
One of the largest and best running groups in Houston.
The best.
Oh, the best.
The best.
Okay,
I mean, I'm biased, but
I'm the head marathon coach, so it can't be that bad. One of the best coaches in the city. Texas, country? I don't know. World. Okay, nice. So, but we work together to coach the marathon group, but we're also marathoners
ourselves.
And this dude wears a lot of shoes, just like I do. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity for us to get together. We're just a few weeks away from, how far away from the marathon?
20 at the time of this, probably about 24, 25 days away.
Yeah, so it's just right around the corner. We're about to start tapering, right? It's peak week for us.
Peak week for us.
Right. So, as we approach, you're really thinking, like, you're really trying to finalize what am I going to wear? Right, yep. Shoes, socks, shorts, what nutrition you're going to take. But probably the biggest thing is what is you're going to be race day shoe. Right?
A lot of choices out there.
And there are so many choices, from just regular shoes to
carbon
fast day shoes, right? So we thought we would give you our top three, and these really are shoes that anybody can wear, from the person that's just starting out to the person that wants to go super, super duper fast. And we're going to give you our least favorite to the favorite, and you can kind of make your decisions based off of that, right? So as we jump into this, the first thing I would tell you is every person is different.
Yep.
Okay. Every foot is different. What may work great for me may not work great for him. But the good thing is that we all do kind of have some of the same issues. And so, this can be a guide for you guys. And based off of some of the things we say, it may kind of help give you some information on how to best do it. But I would tell you, no matter whatever shoe you're going to wear, you need to try it, wear it, long run. You need to wear it in a speed day.
Break them in a little bit
before you actually take them out on that marathon, because you don't want to do anything new on race day, right? You don't want to create some kind of hot spot or issue, right? So why don't we start? Why don't you start with, for you, what do you feel like is one of the best, or, we'll start with your number three. What do you feel like are a great marathon shoe you can use for the marathon?
So my number three is probably like my favorite daily trainer of the year, which is the Puma Nitro Deviate 2s.
Okay.
For a lot of like new runners, or if you only had the budget to just spend on one shoe, I would probably invest in this shoe, because you can do long runs in it. You can do speed work. I don't know if I would actually do like a full marathon in it, but maybe like a 10K or even like a half. I think they would hold up pretty nicely. It's got this dual layer cushion, for just like the cushion part, and then the second layer is more for that carbon plate, and also has that Deviate Nitro foam that's in there. But it's actually one of my favorite shoes. If I had to pick my favorite shoe of the year, this would be it for me.
Okay. And so you've done speed work and long runs in that shoe?
I have, yeah.
Okay. And what's the longest run you did in it?
20 miles. I did 20 miles over this past weekend.
Okay. So, and felt good? Legs
felt good. Never really have any hot spots. I feel like the breathability is good. Traction is holding up amazingly.
Yeah.
I don't really have any problems with this shoe.
Now, of all the shoes we're picking today, I feel that's the heaviest one, right?
So
it comes in about 9 ounces, 9.2 ounces, or what have you. But it's got 37 millimeter stack height in the heel, 31 in the forefoot, so 6 millimeter drop. So it's a good high sack.
Yeah.
Right. So it gives you plenty of cushion. With that nitro foam, gives you bounce. Right. And you do get a plate. Okay. So you get a little bit of all the bells and whistles you can get from a super shoe in more of a daily trainer kind of shoe.
Absolutely.
Right. And pretty wide platform too, right? So it's got a good fit. So
nice toe box.
Plenty of room in the toe box. So whether you're a bigger runner, or I would say probably this would be a great shoe for like a new runner. Right? Someone that's running the marathon for the first time. You're not trying to go out there and break records. but you're trying to put a lot of miles in. Do you have any idea how many miles you have in this shoe right now?
Right now I'm at just under 300.
Okay, and still plenty of miles in it, right?
Still plenty of miles.
Okay, so that's a shoe you can definitely train in and race in, right?
This would be my TIR shoe.
Oh, okay, I get it. So what's the cost of that shoe?
This one runs about 160.
Okay.
So it's very price friendly, especially for shoe. Again, I probably wouldn't use this for an actual race, but for a marathon race, I think it's a solid shoe. Yeah. Many of them.
Well, you're getting the carbon plate. You're getting a good foam. It's a fairly light shoe. I mean, it's not like 6 ounces, 9 ounces, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to get a lot of wear out of it, and the price, $160, right? For the wear you're getting out of it, I think you can't beat that, right? So if you're, just getting into running, I think that's a great starter shoe for you. Right?
Absolutely.
My number 3 is going to be the On Cloud Boom Echo 3. Okay, now this shoe is definitely not on the lower end of the spectrum as far as pricing. Okay, so this is probably something more for someone who's a little more advanced runner. It's a little stiffer. So it has about the same stack height as the Boom. It's got a 38 millimeter stack height in the heel, 28.5. Right, so it's a 9.5 millimeter drop. So it's a little bit more aggressive drop, and it has this rocker, so you can kind of see how it rocks, right? So it really helps you in that transition from the toe off, but it's extremely stiff, right? So you're definitely going to be working, but once you bend that shoe, it's going to pop, right? You're going to get a really good rebound on this shoe. Nice energy return. So this is really a shoe I feel like for more of the elite runners, this is something the people who've been running for a while, this is something you can definitely go fast in. Those people who are maybe you're not a marathoner and you're looking for a fast day shoe, like something to work to speed work in, 5K, 10K as well. I think this would be like perfect.
Solid race day shoe for marathon.
Yeah. So I definitely think more advanced runners can do the marathon in it. People who are just looking for a fast day shoe. It's 7.5 ounces, 7.7 ounces, 7.8 ounces, so it's fairly light. But the foam that they are using in here, this the Cloud Tech foam is really nice. I really like it. And this is probably one of the first. This is probably the first on Cloud shoe I've ever just said I really like this shoe.
Yeah.
Right.
With all those features, that sounds like a pretty expensive shoe.
It is. It's $289, right? So this is the most. So that's the cheapest. This is the most expensive, and it's number 3 on my list. But I think this is a great marathon day shoe. So if you like something that's has a little more stiffness to it, and you're looking for something to really give you that pop, the On Cloud Boom 3 is the way to go.
Boom.
Okay. What about your number 2? What's your number 2 on the list?
Number 2 would have to be the New Balance SC Elite version 3.
Okay.
I've done a lot of miles on the treadmill this year just because of where I live. And I got kids, so I got to be around when they're sleeping. But one of my favorite shoes with the version 1, version 3 is pretty up there as well. I did the majority of my treadmill runs in these shoes, especially long runs. And I've actually done, I did a 15-mile long run on the treadmill in these shoes. And man, like I've done like Nova Blast, I've done Glycerins and the other stuff, Ghost Max. But if I'm doing a long run, I need something that's nice and cushiony and just makes these runs so much more easier than those other shoes. If I had to use these for a race, I would definitely be okay with that. With the marathon, I used version 1 for my very first marathon and had a really good experience with it. To me, this is like a really great shoe. Has a little knit upper. I'm not really a fan of this type of
the one-piece upper.
Yeah, this little knit tongue. I prefer more of like a gusseted actual tongue, which version 1 did have. So other than that, that was like my only bad critique of this shoe.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of that shoe as well. So especially for training, I feel of all the plated trainers and racers that are out there, this is the most forgiving, right?
Yeah.
So for long runs, running, you can run easy paces in this thing.
Absolutely.
Right. So you can definitely do it for a lot of different things. It's got I think it's 40. The max, so 40 millimeter, right? Stack height in the heel, 36 in the forefoot. So it's the lowest drop, so 4 millimeters.
And I usually prefer the 6 and 8.
Yeah, right. But you don't really notice it, I don't feel like,
because of
how cushiony it is, right? So the fuel cell foam is awesome. It's probably on all the foams, it's probably 3rd on my list of favorite foams.
Yeah.
Right.
And version 4 is coming out, so these are on sale.
Sale, right? So that's probably a good thing because right now you can probably get those for $170, $169, $169.
Yeah.
I think I saw right now, right? So that probably won't last very long because people are going to buy them.
Yeah.
Right.
So get them now.
Great race day shoe.
Chevron.
Great trainer as well.
Yeah.
And I think that covers a lot. So these two shoes right here, I think, are great for anybody.
Absolutely.
Right. Train in them, race in them, and you're going to get the bang for your buck, because a lot of times when you buy like something like this, unless you're serious about running, you're probably going to only wear this for race day and maybe some speed efforts. Whereas with these, you can get your money's worth because you can wear them all the time.
Yeah.
Running just nonstop, right?
I mean, I think you can easily get 400 miles.
Yeah, I think I have like 400 miles in mine.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, now I'm not going to probably wear it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I definitely got 400 miles in it. And like, especially for easy long runs, I love that shoe.
Yeah,
Great
I
shoe.
agree.
Right. The number 2 on my list is the Adios Pro 3. Okay. This is Adidas, their, fast day shoe, their marathon racing shoe. Has the Light Strike Pro foam, which is a really good foam. It's a little stiffer, right? It's not as plush as, say, as the New Balance is, but it definitely gives you that rebound. They do have carbon fiber rods, so they don't use a plate. They use rods, so it's a little more forgiving. Okay. So it's not as stiff, but you still get some really good pop on it. It has an unattached tongue, which I'm not a fan of, okay? But it does have a really cool mono mesh upper that I really like. It's really cool, and keeps you dry, right? So you're not like sweating your backside off. Almost max stack, so it's 39.5 millimeters in the heel, 33 in the forefoot, so it's that sweet spot of like, I think it's like 6.5 millimeter drop. So that's really nice. Really good fit in the heel, so it's got the little pads you can see in there, and then plenty of room in that toe box, right? So I feel like this is a shoe. This is definitely a fast day shoe, right? This is not a shoe you want to go easy runs in. I mean, I think some people run them. To me, it's not plush enough to just go easy.
I think also at Boston, a lot of the top 3 finishers were wearing the.
Yep, this one and then the new Evo 1, the $500 shoe, right? So don't even get me started on that. I haven't tried that one. So
I probably won't try that one just because it's
I probably won't get an opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I've heard amazing things. It's just basically this shoe on steroids.
Adidas, hook us up.
Yeah, hook a brother up, right? But I would say the Adios Pro 3 is my number 2 on the list. You can run a 5K, you can run a 10K, you can do speed work, you can run a marathon, and you can run a fast marathon. I believe in this. And definitely it has the foam to keep from beating your legs up as much. The only downside for me, like I said, is I wouldn't, because of how stiff the foam is, right? And I say stiff, I just mean in comparison to, like, say, the Fuel Cell. Running easy mileage in this just isn't for me.
I will say that the outsole out here, it's deceiving because it just looks like
flat,
no
surface.
grip. Yeah. But I take it the grip on these things are really good.
Yeah, the grip is great, specifically, when you're running on the road. And I feel like when it gets wet, it actually gets a little stickier because it's more of like a rock climbing compound. And then right at the toe, they have that Continental rubber, and it's a little more stout, so it's a little thicker on the toe. Which in the V1, that was an issue, right? I love the V1, but the rubber was so thin, especially on the toe cap, it just rubbed off. I think by 100 miles, it was gone. Almost. So, but this one, I think I have like 200 something miles in it, and it's holding up really well. Right. So, and I think part of that is because of how the actual foam is and how much rubber coverage it actually has, which is a pretty good amount, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a pretty substantial. It's a really good rubber. The Continental rubber is legit. So
it looks like it's holding up well.
It is. Yeah, it's doing a good job. Now these are $250, right? So they're kind of that normal price range, what you're going to have for a super shoe. But I think this is a great option. For whether you're a little more serious, right? So middle of the way runner, or someone who is like really kind of like you've been running for a while and you're looking for something to give you some pop and some good energy return. So if you like Adidas, you're gonna love this.
Your price of shoes, man.
They're more expensive. Yeah, I'm seeing a trend with yours too. You're cheap.
I try to catch good deals.
He's always catching good deals. What do you think I'm trying to do? I didn't pay $250 for this. Actually, I think I paid for like $179 for this shoe. Because the great thing about Adidas is, especially during the summertime, you can catch some awesome deals.
Yeah.
Right. Especially if you're like one of their, you download their app and you become an Adidas member, you can get like, as you run, you get like discounts and stuff.
Oh,
so
really?
like 30% off. So I think I had a 30% off discount because of my mileage that I was running. Plus they had them on sale. So instead of paying $250, I paid I think it was like $180 with tax and everything. So
under 200s for a racer.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Right. So when you're having to buy your own shoes, you find the deals when you can get them.
Yeah.
Right. So right now you're going to pay $250 for it because it's marathon time and they haven't come out with the 4 yet. When they come out with the 4, you might be able to find them and get a good deal on them.
I've seen the photos of the Force, and they have like this Cybertruck inspired
Yeah.
foam design on them. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. So
I've yet to try those shoes, but it's on my list.
yeah. So this is a great shoe. Really good shoe. I mean, obviously, if it's my number 2.
Yeah.
All right. What about number 3?
Number 3, I think, is you're also your number 3.
We're tied.
Is the,
That's it.
Nike.
Cheers.
Cheers. Vaporfly 3.
Mm-hmm.
Next percent Vaporfly 3. I really enjoyed my 2s. I really like the upper of the 2s. This one's still kind of like, still got to get used to this one. It's very breathable. Obviously, the holes are a lot bigger for in the toe box right here. But yeah, no, this is my race day shoe. I can't imagine running a marathon in any other shoe and trying to go for a PR.
No, I agree. I mean, it's the lightest of all the shoes on our list. It's 7 ounces. And I actually do like the upper. I'm a big fan of the Flyknit. It's very cool. And the Flyknit has actually held up really well for me. The only thing I'm not a fan of, honestly, of this shoe is the tongue.
Yeah.
All right, so the tongue.
Whereas I'm a fan of the tongue.
He likes the tongue. So I like the thickness. I just don't like that it's not attached. It doesn't have the gusset on it. So it kind of like moves around quite a bit. Or it's just hard to kind of get it really nailed down. But the foam, the ZoomX foam is, in my opinion, is the best foam out there. Nobody's beaten Nike yet on the foam.
I agree.
It's the best mix of cush and energy return.
Yeah.
Right. So you can run easy in it. You can run fast in it. And every time I run in this shoe, I feel like my legs are not beat up.
Yeah.
Right.
Fast 5Ks, fast 10Ks.
Yeah. I mean, any distance or race, you can run this shoe in it. Right. It has the carbon fiber plate. And I think it's the perfect stiffness of carbon fiber plate, right?
Yep.
So mine has I have like 300 miles on the shoe. I think I just hit 290.
I got 7
this week.
So I definitely got to put some miles on
So
this
you can
before
see the
race.
difference between like 7 and like 290. So you can see,
the sole.
yeah, even the sole, right? So my rubber's starting to rub off, right? You can see that on the toe.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, you can see how compressed that foam is. So for this shoe comes in right at 260. I think probably right around 225, 250 is about the life of this shoe. I mean, you can obviously still wear it, but I can definitely tell, especially this week when I was doing my speed work, I could tell like the thrill is gone.
Yeah.
The thrill is gone,
Yeah,
baby.
you can probably take it to like 300, but for race, like
If you want to
purposes-
race well and feel the pop, I think 200, 250 is probably your max.
So you're gonna use this particular shoe, the same exact shoe for the race?
I'm going to get a new pair.
Look at that.
I'm going to...
270, boom.
Yeah, but understand this. Somebody sent me a gift card for being an amazing coach. I don't know who it is, so whoever it was, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
I'm an assistant coach. Can a brother get a...
So I'm gonna be, well, this is for BC Fitness.
Oh.
This isn't, y'all haven't sent me anything.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna be using that
Yeah.
to buy my new pair of shoes. So whoever it was,
Deals.
thank you. So now I only have to pay $150 for it.
Anytime you don't have to pay full price.
It's always a good deal, right? And I'm gonna
Always
still
a good
see if
deal.
I can figure out a way to get a discount on the shoe. But yeah, so I'm gonna get a new pair because these are definitely not gonna. I'm not gonna make it 26.2 in these bad boys. So,
Yeah.
but they have the 37 millimeter. I'm sorry. What is it? 30.
I think these are 39.
I know it's an 8 millimeter drop. I want to say it's 39 and 31. Yeah, 39 and 31. So it's almost the max height in the heel. 31 millimeter drop, or 31 mil in the forefoot. Has the lightest weight overall, like I said, 7 ounces. Really great rubber coverage and really good. I feel like really good stickiness, right?
Yeah.
I haven't had any problems turning or anything like that. It has the strategic rubber in all the right places, right? And they actually lowered the rubber thickness by 2 millimeters on this shoe, and they replaced it with another 2 millimeters of foam. So they give you a little extra foam under the forefoot. So
I'll take that exchange.
heck yeah, so it's pretty good. And it's, like I said, the rubber still holds up pretty well, and you still get some really good pop. So overall, I think this is, nobody's beat it yet. I mean, they've got the Alpha Flies. I think the Alpha Fly is a great shoe, but I feel like that shoe is more like it's just the marathon. It's just, you can run fast in it, obviously, but I think it's just for longer distances. You want something that's like super versatile for any race distance.
Yeah.
This is the shoe. Plus, if you want to wear it for every other run, you can.
I would say my only knock on these shoes is like, you know, when someone's coming up behind you and they're wearing these shoes.
Yeah. Sometimes you can hear, and I think it might be because of this thing right here, you can hear like a suction cup almost like, right? It's like I don't know. It's like
you know when people are wearing these shoes.
it's like a horseshoe, right? Click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. Yeah. So that's definitely true. But the Alpha Flies are worse.
Alpha Flies are worse.
The Alpha Flies are way worse, right? But I think this is still the number one racer out there. And they're doing a better job of having more options with colors and everything else, but it's still one of those things where you can't sleep on them too long because they will disappear.
Yeah.
They will disappear. But, if you're on the either end of the size spectrum, like 6, 7, 13, 14, you can get a great price on them.
I think even like certain like running stores only carry one colorway.
Yeah.
So you have to go to like different stores to find your exact colorway.
Exactly. So, but you can get good deals on them sometimes if you're out there looking, especially if it's not around like a popular marathon.
Yeah.
Right. So, but this is the one.
This is the one.
This is the one.
What are you guys going to wear?
Yeah. So, let us know down in the comments. What are you going to wear? Are you running the Houston Marathon? If so, what shoe are you going to wear and why? We want to know why, because if it's something we haven't tried, maybe we should give it a shot, right?
It's got to be price friendly.
Yeah. Well, remember, he's cheap. This guy. He's got like, how many kids do you have?
A lot.
He's got a lot of kids, so it makes sense why he's so cheap, right? Well, this is the thing that I think is hilarious, right? He's talking about the price of these shoes, but you see how clean and brand new this shoe is? So I'm assuming that since he's worn this shoe, that means this is his second pair.
I mean, we gotta talk about that.
No. This is your second pair?
It might be my second pair.
Okay. And I'm also assuming that since this thing looks like it's pristine as well. So I'm just wondering, right, if I'm only buying the expensive stuff. I'm just wondering how many of the expensive shoes are you getting at a discount?
Call it for the next episode.
Okay, sorry. His wife may be watching. So, all right, man. Well, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at ddannerchiro. Health Pro Chiropractic and Acupuncture is my clinic, and sometimes I go by Joseph D on the Run and Grind podcast.
That's right. He's a fellow podcaster as well, so check out his podcast, The Grind. And then, of course, you're going to check out the Running with James podcast. Got a new episode dropping every single week. We just dropped a brand new one, so give it a listen, and you can check the video out here in just a few days as well if you want to watch it. So
find us at the marathon.
Yeah, you can come find us at the marathon. We will be under the Big C.
Big C.
Big C. So if you are running, come to the Big C, come find us, come say hello, let us know what you're running. If you see us out there, give us a shout out, take a picture with us. We'd love to see you. We'll give you some more information too. We'll be doing some shakeout runs, things like that, leading up to the marathon as well. So thanks guys for coming in. We really appreciate it. Remember, when you change your mind, you change your life.